Today, I want to talk about how I believe that thinking for ourselves has become a lost art. And I wouldn't even call it an art. I would call it a necessity. We must be able to think for ourselves. And this just is on my mind a lot due to some of the questions that I'm presented with by viewers, by subscribers, sometimes even clients. And I will share with you that since beginning my journey on YouTube, I have had so many messages and emails and direct messages from young and even my age women sharing that they were not raised in a home, in an environment where they learned some of the basic skills and principles to life that I speak about, that I talk about, that I share in my content. And it's so nice that we have these free platforms where we can learn these things. But I find that some of the questions that I get they are not coming from a place of, I just didn't learn this in the home. Sometimes they are so off the wall that I literally think, can you not think for yourself? I am going to use some examples that you will literally find bizarre, and you will think, no, this is not possible. These are questions that I have heard, and I have them documented. Here's the first one. When I wake up, should I use the restroom first or drink my water? Yes. Yes. You honestly have to ask someone that. This is not about learning in the home. I've never taught my daughters that they should go to the bathroom when they wake up if they have the urge to urinate. I've never taught them that. This is common sense. These are common sense things that sometimes I will literally think, is this person kidding me? Is this a joke? But if I go through a thread, let's say it's a direct message, I can see that no, this person is not, this is genuine. These are literally questions people just don't know. Here's another one. I'm not consistently sticking to a plan. Do you think 3-week intense will help with that? How would I know, right? If you have a pattern of not sticking to the plan, how is anything going to help, right? We're always searching. We're always searching for this time or this program will fix it. This book will fix it. And I could go on and on. Here's an example that is off the wall that I came up with myself, but this is going to sound so bizarre, but I literally get questions similar to this. Should I chew my food before I swallow it? I mean, does the food require chewing, right? Going back to, if you wake up and you need to go pee, go pee. Why do we need assistance in this, right? I believe, and I've put some thought into where is this coming from? What is happening with our society that we simply cannot think for ourselves? I believe we are so flooded with worldly secular noise. The time that people spend on social media platforms filling their brains with fear, filling their brains with confusion, leaves people stuck. It leaves people people in a position where they literally can no longer think for themselves. Now we have AI and Chat GPT and all the different platforms, and while I believe in them, I think they can be wonderful tools. I believe social media can be a tool. I believe our phones can be a tool. It's bridging the gap of when does it become unhealthy and I no longer can even operate and function as a human. I can't think for myself. I question everything, and I'm literally paralyzed by all the information that is out there. So I don't want you to get caught up in the examples. Please don't use the comment section to get caught up in the examples. I say all and that would just be a sign right there. Can we not think for ourselves that we're caught up in examples and the metaphors? Please, if you feel inclined to weigh in, and I encourage you do, please take the time to think about what I'm sharing, the actual message, and how your comment would pertain to that. Do you find yourself to be extremely indecisive, where you simply cannot think for yourself? Do you feel that you missed some of those life skill tools in your upbringing which inhibited you from being able to think for yourself in a lot of areas? Do you feel that your consumption of the noise of the world via all of these different platforms that we now have at our fingertips has compromised your ability to think for yourself and to make wise decisions, calculated decisions for yourself? Because I really believe this has become a lost skill, the skill of being able to think for ourselves without always needing the input from other people or maybe the support from other people. Because if you find yourself struggling in this area, you must challenge yourself. Also, if you have children, they're watching this and they need to see some confidence coming in their home. Once you know your core values and you become convicted in your core values, you will be less inclined to question all the little things that you are questioning. You will be okay if you think differently, if your behavior is different than others in your attitude. You will be okay with that. You will be able to discern when you voice and when you don't voice. You will get a good read on your environment, the people you're engaging with, and it will eliminate all of this confusion and all of this lack of thinking for yourself. Would love to know your thoughts. Please feel free to weigh in. Also, just to share some links, because I know you guys love links, I will have links to what I'm wearing today, the top I'm wearing, if this ring is available or a similar one, and some makeup details as well. Those will be linked in the description box below. Please weigh in, let me know your thoughts, and if this is an area that you struggle in or it's something that you witness and notice with other people.